On the morning of December 7th, 1941, the quiet American naval base at Pearl Harbor was shattered in minutes. What began as a peaceful Sunday turned into one of the most devastating attacks in U.S. history. Today, we'll uncover how Japanese pilots approached Hawaii undetected, how the attack unfolded, and how the world changed forever. Before the attack, tension between the United States and Japan had been rising for years. Japan was expanding aggressively in Asia, invading China and seeking control over the Pacific. The United States responded with economic sanctions, freezing Japanese assets and cutting off vital oil supplies. For Japan's military leaders, this was a threat to their empire. They believed that by crippling the U.S. Pacific Fleet in one decisive strike, they could gain the upper hand in the Pacific. They planned the attack in extreme secrecy. Even Japan's own diplomats didn't know the full details. In late November 1941, a Japanese strike force, 6 aircraft carriers, battleships, and more than 400 planes sailed across the northern Pacific. This route kept them far from commercial ships and radio signals. Their pilots trained for months. Low-altitude torpedo attacks, high-altitude bomb runs, and coordinated strikes designed to destroy as many American ships as possible before they could respond. At dawn on December 7th, 230 miles north of Oahu, the Japanese carriers launched the first wave of aircraft. 183 planes, fighters, dive bombers, and torpedo bombers began their silent approach toward Pearl Harbor. At 7:48 a.m., the first Japanese planes reached Pearl Harbor. The Americans were completely taken by surprise. Torpedo bombers skimmed the surface of the water, releasing specially modified torpedoes designed to work in the shallow harbor. Dive bombers dropped armor-piercing bombs onto battleships that were not even fully manned. Within minutes, massive ships were hit. USS Arizona exploded after a bomb ignited its ammunition magazine, killing over 1,100 sailors instantly. USS Oklahoma capsized after multiple torpedo hits. USS West Virginia, California, Nevada, and Tennessee were left burning or sinking. The Japanese pilots coordinated with extreme precision. Many flew so low that witnesses said they could see the pilots' faces. An hour later, a second wave of 167 Japanese aircraft arrived. By then, American gunners were firing back, but chaos ruled the harbor. Hangars and airfields were bombed to prevent American planes from taking off. By the end of the attack, nearly 200 American aircraft had been destroyed on the ground. Despite the destruction, Japan did not hit America's vital assets, the aircraft carriers. They were not at the base that morning, something that would prove critical later in the war. The next day, President Franklin D. Roosevelt addressed Congress. His words became one of the most iconic speeches in American history. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy, the United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked. With overwhelming support, Congress declared war on Japan. The United States had officially entered World War II. The attack on Pearl Harbor changed global history. The U.S. mobilized its full industrial power. Millions enlisted in the military. The Pacific became a massive battleground from 1941 to 1945. The battles of Midway, Guadalcanal, and Iwo Jima would follow, battles that eventually pushed Japan back. Japan had hoped the attack would force America to negotiate. Instead, it awakened a nation. Pearl Harbor remains a symbol of sacrifice and a reminder of how quickly peace can turn into war. The attack lasted only about 2 hours, but the consequences shaped the entire 20th century. 84 years later, The wreck of the USS Arizona still lies beneath the water.